I'm here talking to George, and he works with us for Sussex Partnerships. So, first of all, why don't you tell us a bit about your role?
Hi, Lottie. My name is George. I work as a cognitive behavioral therapist for Sussex Partnership. My background is in social work, but I'm now employed as a therapist. That includes working with people in primary care, with adults who have depression or anxiety difficulties. And it's about supporting them understand what these difficulties are about and help them and work with them to overcome these problems.
What would you say is a typical day in the type of your role?
A typical day would usually involve some appointments, sessions with clients that takes up the majority of my time. Obviously, as a follow-up to all these appointments, I do make some brief notes, or I may need to write a letter. And also there are other things like team meetings, locality meetings, supervision for my clinical role. And yeah, I think that's a good summary.
What would you say makes your role in CBT different than, say, another role at the trust?
For me, it's the collaboration between the client or patient and me, because we are working together to try and understand where their problems stem from and what keeps these problems going. And then we take steps to work on some changes for them in their lives, and how these problems that we've decided to work on are less of a problem for them after the end of therapy.
CBT therapy mostly focuses on talking to help manage problems. So, like, sort of what makes it different than what other people could offer in the trust?
Well, it's a talking therapy, but it's also a doing therapy. So we don't just talk about these kind of problems on a theoretical level. We also try to implement and bring about change in their lives. And I guess that's also a similarity with other professionals working for the trust. It's one-to-one work. It's very individualized to the needs and wants of the individual. The difference might be that, as I said earlier, it's a very collaborative approach, and we both decide what we want to focus on and how we can do it, and the reasons why. So that's an important part of therapy. What keeps the problems going, and the reasons why we try to do things in a certain way.
What would you say makes working for Sussex Partnership different?
I would say I've been working for the trust for about 2.5 years now, and I felt very welcome from the first days I was here. It was a smooth transition because there was the induction to the trust, and then I slowly met my supervisor and my colleagues, and everyone has been so helpful and supportive. And I guess I never felt, even as a newcomer, as a trainee therapist at the beginning, I always felt that my views and my experience and my background was respected, and people were always interested to hear my point of view in different discussions in my clinical role and for changes in the service.
If you could go back in time to you on your first day of working with us, what would you say to yourself?
It will be a very enjoyable experience, and to have no doubt that it'll be a very nice working environment. And definitely go for it, and don't think twice about it.
Great. Thank you for chatting to us today. It was really, really helpful. And hopefully, someone out there is listening to this interview and will think, right, yeah, I want to come and join that team.
I hope so. You're very welcome.